keep a close eye on her. With Neeko, things are never quite as they appear. Welcome to the Neeko Champion Spotlight. Neeko's main source of damage comes from her Q, Blooming Burst, which explodes again if it kills an enemy or damages a champion or monster, blooming up to 3 times per cast. Neeko's E, Tangle Barbs, sends out a spiral of magic that damages and briefly roots enemies it passes through, with an increased root duration for the last champion hit. If Tangle Barbs hits at least 2 enemies, it grows in size, speed, and the empowered root duration. Together, Tangle Barbs and Blooming Burst can really sting, and enemies caught in all 3 bursts will take huge damage.
Feel bad.
These 2 abilities make for a fairly standard burst mage combo, but Neeko's passive is where things get unusual. Inherent Glamour lets Neeko disguise herself and appear as an allied champion.
I am definitely not Neeko. Beep boop. Neeko is middle person. What?
You can confuse foes and trick them into bad decisions, or use your passive to sneako up and catch them by surprise with your EQ combo. WTF 2 Shens? Beware, entering combat with champions or using aggressive abilities breaks the illusion and places the effect on a longer cooldown. But until then, Neeko is completely indistinguishable, even copying Disguise melee attack range.
Be cool. No one suspects you are Neeko.
Neeko can use her W Shape Splitter to briefly turn invisible and send a clone of her current form sprinting in a chosen direction.
That worked!
It's great for playing hide and seeko with unsuspecting enemies. Karma. Karma? Chameleon. Shape Splitter also has a passive effect. Every 3rd basic attacker resonates with Spiritual Essence, dealing bonus damage and briefly increasing Neeko's movement speed. Her ultimate is the Prismatic Pop Blossom. Neeko begins charging herself with Spiritual Essence, jumping to gain a shield and slow nearby enemies, then releasing her magical energy for a big stun and tons of damage. When disguised by her passive, allies can see Neeko's initial charge up, but enemies cannot, so your glamorous approach will leave them with little time to react. That's what I call a 360 kaleidoscope. Neeko loves mind games and surprise attacks, catching vulnerable foes in the middle of the chaos and confusion.
Neeko gets magic on you! Shoot, shoot!
To land the perfect Pop Blossom, you'll Neeko need to sneak around with Inherent Glamour and trick foes with Shape Splitter. Pop goes the Neeko! If you want a burst mage that's more than meets the eye, look no further than Neeko. For more info on the Curious Chameleon, take a peek at the links below, if you can find them.